What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Jans392 back with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about 5 things that I hate about my 2021 Dodge Charger Scat Pack wide body. Everybody has their own opinions and pros and cons on everything that they own, and this is just basically me giving you the 5 things that I don't like. Now, everybody isn't going to agree, and that's the whole point of the video. It's a suggestive video on things that I don't like about the car. Overall, I do love the car. That's not the case, so I'm not here to bash or anything like that. But again, there are things that I don't like, and I'm here to bring them to light. So let's get into it. All right, guys. So the first thing we're going to talk about of the 5 things that I hate is the lack of technology in this vehicle. You know, not to say that there aren't a good amount of features or anything like that in technology, but it's still lacking behind all the competitors. And, you know, for 2021, they should have had a lot more tech than it does. You know, like the front end not having parking sensors. I think because this is such a large vehicle, you know, they call it a boat for a reason. And in a city like this where there's parallel parking, there should definitely be parking sensors in the front to help you park with this big front end. You know, that's just a major thing. Also, you know, in the previous generation, I don't know why Dodge has done this, in the cup holders, there used to be heated, you know, cup holders, and I think the SRT 8 model, maybe in the RT if you get it fully equipped, I'm not sure, but I know for a fact in the SRT 8 there were heated cup holders. I don't remember if they were heated and cooled, but they were definitely heated, and that would definitely, you know, be a nice feature to have, you know, but they don't even give this as an option anymore, which is very strange. I don't know why they would just take that away, you know, unless it just constantly broke, which I didn't hear, you know, any complaints about that. So very strange move on Dodge's part, but, you know, again, that's why we're here. Another thing, just to talk about the tech, you know, or the lack thereof, is, you know, at this point in 2021, there should be excuse the mess, a wireless charging pad down here, but there isn't. It's just a compartment for your cell phone and just keep it in there. And so I have to constantly put, you know, my phone wire, which is, you know, whatever, you know, it is what it is. That's kind of nitpicking, but I mean, it's 2021. We should be able to have that, especially when these cars are getting more and more expensive. This thing costs 60 grand. It should have that feature at least. You know, I could get that in a C-Class around the same price range. You know, so I don't understand. And, you know, a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, you're still talking about premium brands. Yeah, but, you know, this one is, this car is based off of the Mercedes-Benz platform from back in the day, you know, from the 2000s. So, you know, it's not as if I'm like too far off with that, you know, with assuming that, you know, especially, you know, because it used to be Daimler Chrysler, right? They used to be owned by Mercedes-Benz, and, you know, then they, you know, became Fiat Chrysler FCA, which is also a, you know, Fiat is one of those, I guess you could say, Italian luxury brands as well. Now Stellantis purchased the company, and so far, you know, their work has only trickled down to the Durango and the Jeeps, so we're not even gonna really talk much about that. But yeah, you know, there's a couple of technological features that should have been in the car standard, including rain sensing wipers. I don't know why this car doesn't have them, just because I don't have the radar cruise. You know, most of the cars that I had that didn't have radar cruise had rain sensing wipers. You can get that on a freaking Toyota RAV4 standard. Like, that just, it just, you know, it doesn't make any sense to me. But, you know, that's Dodge and then their weird decision making. All right, so moving right along, the next thing that I hate about my Scat Pack is definitely the handling. You know, even though I have the wide body, you know, with these 305s and, you know, the adaptive suspension, it still handles like a boat. You know, the turn radius when I want to do a U-turn is ridiculous, and I don't think Dodge is ever going to be able to tackle that with this platform. They have to, you know, rebuild it from the ground up. You know, they tried other things like, you know, with the super stock, And you know, when they came out with, of course, with the wide body package and things like that, and you know, messing with the steering column and the transmission, but it just, you can't do anything about this huge vehicle with all this weight and, you know, the wheelbase and things like that. It just, there's no getting around to the fact that this is a big car that just doesn't handle well around, you know, tight corners and things like that. It just is something that, you know, isn't going to be fixed in this generation, and I guess we all just have to deal with it. You know, it's just, you know, it sucks. So sometimes I want to, you know, hit a nice turn at a decent speed, but I just don't have the confidence, because I know this car is going to give me oversteer. It's just going to give me crazy oversteer, and it's not going to be pretty. And, you know, if you know anything about Scat Packs, they tend to lose traction a lot, which is going to bring me to number 3. You know, number 2 is short, number 3 is definitely not going to be, because this is a big, huge issue with these vehicles. And again, Dodge tried to address it with the wide body package and wider tires and things like that, but the traction is atrocious. I mean, I love the fact that the car has a lot of torque. I get it, you know, but even with an LSD, it just, this car is constantly slipping on me with these big tires, even if they're warm. You know, I don't know if it has anything to do with the Pirellis, but if I'm hitting it on the highway, you know, it's not that bad. But, you know, because I live in a big city like New York, pretty much always, you know, in stop and go traffic. And sometimes I just want to get out of the red light from a dig, and this car just starts skidding and making all kinds of crazy noises, drawing unnecessary attention to me by the police. They're probably thinking, oh, I'm trying to wild out, go crazy. And that's not the case. I'm just tapping the gas and I'm flying forward because there's so much torque. There's a ridiculous amount of torque. You know, people think, oh, you only got a Scat Pack, you don't have a Hellcat. Yeah, well, you know, I still have a problem with traction. Hellcat, forget about it. You can't even move. You're constantly going to be skidding those tires. And the same thing with this car. You know, the traction, you skid the tires all the time. Sometimes even when I'm in second gear, I'm skidding. And my tires are pretty new. I only have 2,800 miles on it. So they haven't really been worn out like that. And because of the fact that this car constantly loses traction, as if I'm trying to do a burnout or something, you know, it's gonna burn out the tires before I get any real use out of them. You know, a regular car wouldn't do that, but this car, because there's so much torque, the tires are just getting burned for no reason without me even trying, and that you know, can get kind of annoying. You know, like I said, on the highway, you hit it, it catches, and it puts a big smile on your face, especially when you get that punchy torque. But on the low end, when I'm at a dig, you know, I'm just trying to, you know, move from a full stop when I'm at a red light and it turns green, or a stop sign, and you know, there's a lot of police out here ready to pull you over for anything. And you know, that unnecessary loss of traction is going to get me into trouble for no reason, without me even trying. And then for me to sit there and try to explain it to a cop, you know, they're not going to know, they're not going to care. They're just going to be like, I want to give this guy a ticket because I'm trying to meet my quota. You know, so that's just a big, huge issue with the traction. You know, I don't know if Dodge could fix that by, you know, changing the rotation of the tires when you hit the gas pedal, but you know, I just don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon. So we got what we got, and it is what it is. The fourth thing, and this is a huge issue, because Dodge confused everyone with their badging. You know, I don't mind. I actually love the 392 badge there. And on the side where it says 392 Hemi, and in the back with the B, that's all cool, that's great. But then you start confusing people by having SRT on the brake calipers. When I turn off the car, let me see if it does it right now. When I turn off the car, usually right here, it'll say SRT. I think if I get out the car, it'll do it. There you go, you see? And that confuses a lot of people, because, you know, Back in the day, the 392 was the SRT. Up until, I believe, 2019, they got rid of it. And the SRT and the Scat Pack pretty much had all the same features, right? But, you know, there was some differences. Now, you could literally option this car to have all the features the SRT had. The only thing that you can't option are probably, I believe, the seats, all leather. And the bottom of the steering wheel is not metal. But it is flat, at least. We get that. But you still have all the other features like, you know, the SRT dashboard, which I'm pull up right now. Right there, you see the SRT dashboard. Let me turn on the car so I can actually run it. And boom. So you got your race options. I don't know why it's doing this. But, all right. And you got your line lock, of course. Launch control. Shift light, which basically allows you to set up RPMs in which you want to shift the car when you're doing drags or racing in general. Also, you know, you have your drive modes and stuff like that. You could do custom, and before all you could do was change like 2 or 3 things. Now we have the transmission, traction, suspension. You know, before we didn't have all that. Now we have the adaptive suspension that the SRT had. We have the rate, you know, the variable transmission, due to the fact that Dodge went and got the ZF 8-speed, which is one of the best transmissions on the market. You know, very few are better. I mean, you're talking about, you know, next to the Porsche PDK and things like that. That's how good this transmission actually is. So kudos to Dodge for that. And you know, you have, of course, the performance pages. So why is it that I have all the features of the SRT, but I have not one SRT badge? I can't tell people I have an SRT, technically, but I have every single thing that was on the SRT. 6-piston calipers with the SRT logo on it. You know, I got the wide body, so, you know, the SRTs didn't have that. They didn't have the wide tires. I have the engine bay that says powered by SRT. You know, the 6.4 liter, which is the same exact engine that was in the SRT. The adaptive suspension, you know, pretty much everything, like I said, except for this part, the leather seats. And if there's anything else that I'm missing, you know, please let me know. But I'm pretty sure that's about it. And then on top of that, I have a Scat, you know, 392. Right here, I would have loved to have seen something else other than the Dodge logo. That just looks too plain Jane for me. You know, with this being the type of car that it is, I wouldn't mind something else, maybe a Scat Pack over here or another 392 badge in a unique way. But see, that's also the issue. People that have a 392 Durango have SRT, and it lights up in red. Same thing with my boy who had a Jeep SRT. It said SRT right here. Same engine, 392. So that's just a crazy thing that Dodge did and started. And now they have people putting all kinds of up badging and craziness. I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, my car came as is, and I'm not gonna put no SRT badge or anything just because I feel like, oh, this should be SRT. No, I'm gonna let it be. It is what it is. But that's kind of stupid on their part. I don't know why they did that, and you know, it really confused everybody in the industry. And finally, the thing that I hate about my car, you know, definitely is the fit and finish. You know, I mean, American car companies are known for their quality, but Dodge has gotten better. You know, I will say that this interior does look better with the stitching and everything, but there are some finish issues. Like, you see this right here, that's supposed to be shaved down. You know, it's a piece of plastic. You know, there's some gappage right here, which is crazy. The panel gaps are unbelievable in this car. You know, there's some creaking going on here. You know, I could pull this to the side. That's not tight, you know, things like that. If you go outside and you look around the panels, you know, the panel gaps are here are real. I mean, this is crazy. Brand new car, you know, like, I don't understand why, when, you know, Dodge is a company that continues to keep the same body style and everything. They should have perfected it by now. I mean, this is crazy. You know, this is a brand new car. I never crashed it, never none of that. I don't even push it that hard. And the panel gaps and all this other stuff is just crazy. You know, and you'll even notice on like some of the Chargers and especially the Challengers for some reason, the trunks don't line up perfectly. Mine, I'm blessed to have them line up perfectly, but again, look at that gap. It's crazy. You know? I mean, that's just insane. Why is it that they can't get that together? I'm surprised that the Thunder Flares came out so good. But again, look at this huge gap. It's crazy. You know, so Dodge still has a lot of work to do in the future. Let's see if Stellantis will show them the way, because I mean, that's just crazy. I don't know, man. And there you have it, YouTube. Those are the 5 things I don't like about my 2021 Dodge Charger Scat Pack. Now, at the end of the day, I do love the car. It's an amazing car, and it puts a smile on my face every time I hit the accelerator. But, of course, there are always going to be things that you don't like about any vehicle that you own. And I try to narrow it down to 5 things, and that's what they are. Now, if there's anything that I missed, or anything that, you know, somebody wants to bring up, or feel that I'm completely wrong about, feel free to say whatever you want to say in the comment section. I don't mind. I'm not salty. I'm not going to report you for whatever you say, you know, but I would love for y'all to keep it respectful. Now, if you like my videos, hit the like button, subscribe. Coming up, I do have the 5 things that I love about my Charger Scat Pack, and I'm going to try to put that up as soon as possible. So yeah, thank you for watching.